How's it going, everybody? This is the May 12th, 2022 edition of Bourbon-n-Blockchain Happy Hour. Tonight we are joined with Draco, Christine, and the legendary David the Foot. How's it going, everybody? Draco, how was your week?
You know what? Everything is gravy. Things are doing great. Obviously, we have made some adjustments to our uh, PFPs. We are trying to do our best to stay positive and hide the pain in a downward market. But you know what? We've known this is coming for a while, and I've been having a good time with it. I've been prepared for this.
Yeah, Christine, I'd like to wish you a very happy crypto winter. How's your week going so far?
Well, I don't mind being bundled up. And I have to say, I've dealt with a lot of stress in my life. This is just, if you react crazy, then that's where you're going to end up being, is stuck in a crazy place. And I don't really go that way. I like to just methodically watch and see what's going on and see the best way I can position myself going forward. So I'm feeling pretty chill this week, actually.
David the Foot, welcome back. It's been a while since we've had you on. How's everything going with you right now?
Man, it's been kind of rough. It was 85 degrees outside. I had to stand out in the sun for a while, and then I come inside, and then I look at the market. So by the time I walked back outside, it was 92 degrees outside. So couldn't be better.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Well, we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on the charts, but Draco, what are you seeing? Is there any sign of this turning around, or should we bundle up for the long haul?
Well, I never pretend to be an expert on charts, but I will tell you what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing from experts that I listen to and follow. And what I'm hearing is what we're potentially looking at right now.
Tell you what I'm
Is there any
hearing.
way that you can zoom in on the daily to more recent? Um, I think what we're looking at are two scenarios. Scenario one, we hit a bottom, and that bottom was 25.5 for Bitcoin, which obviously the entire market's tracking Bitcoin in crypto. So we hit a bottom at 25.5, and then we had a bounce. And that bounce is getting us right to where we're at right now. Now, overall, we're right on track for a 4-year cycle with a bear market, like to the day where we should be. We're right in that range. So that's number one. And we could go sideways for like the next couple weeks to maybe even a month and a half or 2 months, and then maybe have some relief and positive side upwards. The second thing that we could be looking at is we're still going down, and there's so much volume, there's so much movement in the system that this is just like a flat cat bounce. So we're going down. We hit a bottom, then we bounce back up for a little bit of relief, and we're going to continue to cascade down. So it's one of those two things. Nobody in the world knows exactly what's going to happen. I think everybody hopes that we're just going to trade sideways for a while, and hopefully that was the worst of it. But I think if we continue to have macro negative economic news, I don't see this being the bottom. I think that we'll continue to go down, and I could see potentially, looking at $20,000 Bitcoin range. That's something that could be very possible.
All right. Well, with that, tonight's theme is Hide the Pain Herald. So there are some articles that should soften the pain. So this first one, we see NASDAQ is partnering with a company called XP to launch a cryptocurrency exchange in Brazil. So just because the market's crashing right now, it doesn't mean people are not investing in cryptocurrency. You have NASDAQ building an exchange in Brazil. Then we have a Warren Buffett article here. His company is Nubank. This is his way of investing in Bitcoin without telling people he invests in Bitcoin. So Nubank is a Brazil legacy bank that is heavily invested in Bitcoin. 1% of their portfolio is Bitcoin, and they're developing an app that allows you to buy Bitcoin on the app, which is big because they're a legacy bank. And then finally, big news today, billionaire Sam Bankman-Fried, he owns the FTX crypto exchange. If you use that, he's purchased 7.6% of Robinhood. And on that news, actually, Robinhood's one of the few stocks that shot up. So, Draco, you can tackle any one of these three. What's your thought on the macro outlook of Bitcoin, seeing this in the news?
Yeah, I think that it's funny, and we talk about this a lot. And if this is your first time to the show, welcome. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you like this kind of content. And we love everybody that comes here every single Monday and Thursday. You guys are awesome. We have like a diehard following group of people, and it's great to see you guys. It's crazy because we keep talking about this, but the overall market in crypto and the sentiment has been pretty positive, and there's been a lot of really good things happening for crypto now. And it just, to me, it seemed like we were going to trade sideways for a while. Then we had this huge event, and that huge event that I'm talking about specifically is the Luna event. And we know a lot more now than when we did on Monday. And myself and many other people in crypto think that this is potentially a planned event. And, who knows who could be involved, but we know BlackRock is potentially involved, and Citadel, and potentially even the government might be involved in this, because they were talking about regulating stable coins prior to this happening. And then right after it happened, Janet Yellen came out and said, see, this is an example of why we need regulation. So I think overall, Bitcoin adoption and Bitcoin use and people that are interested in Bitcoin and crypto is still at an all-time high, and it's getting better. But then there's these things that happen in the news. And then I started to hear from other people that have never been in crypto, like they're nervous about it because of things like what happened to Luna. And it's almost like, is that potentially planned? Like was this a macro event in crypto to potentially get people to, not trust it? And I don't know, I don't know what to believe, but what I do know is overall, the amount of institutions and retail investors that are getting involved in Bitcoin and in crypto related assets. I mean, look at CRO. Crypto.com's everywhere. They're in NFL, they're in UFC, they're in NBA. They're buying up, professional stadiums and things like that. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. And there's a lot of rumors going around that this year in golf, there's going to be even more. There's going to be like a potential competition between FTX, Crypto.com, and Coinbase when trying to advertise with golf. So I just think it's going to continue to get better long term. I think that this is a huge speed bump that we're going to have to get over the next couple months. But overall, nothing's changed. My outlook for crypto is just as strong as it's ever been.
Christine, do these headlines kind of hide the pain for you? What's your outlook after seeing these?
Yeah, a little bit, because so I kind of look at it like Jaco's saying speed bump, but I'm looking at it as like growing pains. So
hide the pain.
Yeah, hide the pain. Yeah, definitely growing pains. However, if you looked at everybody's kind of perspective in the Discord chats and on Twitter earlier this week, there was a lot of emotion that happened. So much emotion. Yes, we're still feeling that. But in the past day or two, everybody is starting to kind of settle down and realize, like Draco was saying, there is so much in the works. It is challenging people that have projects, any kind of project, NFT projects, all these headlines. It is really challenging people inside and outside, those that want to regulate, really kind of challenging them more through this kind of cranky time we're having right now. And I like it. I 100% like to see this, because I think even back in February, Brazil was talking about regulating the country's cryptocurrency market. So I think people are getting their heads back on straight, essentially. We always say take emotions out of crypto. I think there needs to be a good balance with that. So I like to see the change. Some of the stuff on the back end, I'd love to know about, though, when it comes to like Luna.
Right.
Definitely would like to know about that. But when this stuff happens, people get curious. They will find out, and projects will come out stronger because of it. So I'm liking it.
David the Foot, let's hear your 2 cents on this.
To be honest, I quite frankly agree with everybody here today. I'm usually more of like disagreeing with people, but today is like I feel the complete opposite. I agree with everything that Draco and Christina have said, because usually what I've noticed whenever there's a downtrend, what usually comes afterwards is usually a next bull cycle that just happens to hit new all-time highs for the most part. I'm not saying that the bear market is finished or that it's even near completion, but at the end of the day, I feel like it's going a good way. And if anything, I'm ready to start filling my bags in the next couple of weeks, seeing where we're going with this. But at the same time, it's kind of a risky situation. You're kind of stuck in a situation where you have to figure out where your low is at, but you just kind of have to bite the bullet at that point. And any opportunity you get now is probably the best opportunity you're going to see, because usually when you see a low this low, you probably won't see it again for a long time.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, the charts are down, but development is going to go on, and it it always comes back. So one of the big development things to keep an eye on is Twitter. Of course, Elon Musk is now going to be the majority owner of it. We know that, but another big investor in Twitter is Binance, and Binance invested $500 million recently. And so now there's a lot of speculation of what, they're going to use their influence now that they're one of the big shareholders. What kind of features is Twitter going to have? One lady named Kavita Gupta, who has founded Delta Blockchain Fund. I don't know a whole lot about that, but she was speculating on some features that Twitter's going to have. She thinks it's going to have a wallet. There's going to be a tip feature where you can tip your favorite content creator with crypto. And she also was saying that it's going to overtake Telegram and WeChat. Now, I don't know what WeChat is. I would have said Telegram and Discord, but she thinks with all the features that are going to come to Twitter, it's going to be the go-to place for crypto. We'll start with you, David. Is there any crypto-related features that you think Twitter should add? And, do you think it's going to be the go-to place for crypto?
I personally think that Twitter is already the home of crypto, and I have expressed my feelings upon this more than once, especially to Draco, and told him about Twitter is the home, especially with the Twitter Blue. I just really hope they expand it to other devices other than just the iPhone, so you could be able to do it with your computer, Android, and everything. I mean, it's a $2.99 a month per subscription. So if you actually check it out, I mean, I feel like it's going to be a good change.
Draco, what's your thoughts?
Well, I forgot to make a comment about the last article, so I'm going to slip that in first. Warren Buffett was at a conference and said that if he had all the Bitcoin in the world and it was worth $25, he wouldn't buy it. And he was fudding crypto and he was fudding Bitcoin. And this is him and Charlie Munger sitting up at a conference talking about this. Now, number one, I don't expect a 90-year-old man to learn about new technology and be bullish about it, because he's set in his ways. He doesn't need to learn about new technology. And I think that by investing in these other businesses and that bank that are invested in Bitcoin, that's how he has exposure to it, so he doesn't have to change his mind. He's one of them people, I bet, where he would never admit to being wrong. So instead of saying I'm wrong and investing into Bitcoin, he'll invest in a bank that invests into Bitcoin so that he can make gains, surreptitiously through that bank. So that was my opinion on that. And then on this, I do think that one of the overarching ideas that I keep seeing is maybe a way of making things such as social media be less controlled by one person or a specific mindset, is to take like a DAO type approach to it, which would be a crypto approach. And then you can make the entire thing decentralized, where not one person owns it, but several people own it. I've been hearing a lot about that. That seems to be kind of a popular opinion. And I've seen Elon Musk communicate with people that are in projects that own central and decentralized exchanges, and people that are high up in the crypto world. So he's no dummy. He understands the system and how it works. So maybe that's something that they could be doing or planning for in the future. Who knows?
Christine, what do you think?
So I do like it. I like that it's kind of challenging a system that's been set in place for quite some time now. Adding new features that other social media platforms cannot do. Even this morning I was listening to a Twitter Spaces, and the guys were talking about how Discord is going to create kind of their own blue tick mark as well, that you can get as a user that's associated to your name. So Discord's even kind of taking notice with that. So I like the idea that it's challenging the idea of making social media platforms more than what they are and integrating crypto into it. Twitter, if anybody could do it, Twitter would, in my opinion. However, I will go back to security as a concern was the first thing I thought of when I read this. We already deal with a lot of spammers within Discord, within Telegram, within emails. Social media in itself is already full of scammers. Adding a wallet attachment to it, I don't know. That's kind of the first thing I thought of when I read this. I was like, oh boy. I mean, if they have a setup for that, that's great. But we already know Facebook is full of scammers. Like every social media platform is like a web to the spider that is the scammer. So I like it, but I kind of wonder where they go with it, and if actually users on the social media platform would be ready for that, because you do have a lot of people on that platform on Twitter that have no idea how to protect themselves. I mean, the discussions in the Discord crypto chats, everyone's always talking about security. On social media platforms, it's not really a conversation that happens as much as it should. So combining it with crypto could be a little risky.
Yeah, I think having the wallets on there, the upside to that is that if you can have a convenient payment system where people are spending money on Twitter, whether they're donating it to creators or just spending money on anything, if Twitter can take a small cut of that, maybe that's a business model that they can use where they don't have to rely on advertisements anymore. And if they don't have to rely on advertisers, then, that helps the free speech mission, because advertisers are always the ones, who are threatening to pull funds if you're publishing speech that they don't like. So I think that'd be the upside of the wallets. But yeah, I definitely would want it to be a burner wallet, because the hackers are going to be out, and it probably would be a dangerous wallet to have a lot of money on. So
I'm going to be honest. I can't get over Christine's PFP. I just keep staring at it, and it's just traumatizing.
But I dressed up for this occasion.
You did. I mean, you did a good job. You really went all out.
I can't take any of you guys serious right now. Mike's rambling on, and I'm just seeing. I don't even know what I'm looking at.
It's the red lipstick.
That's distracting.
I was leaning more towards the red hair, but hey, sure, red lipstick.
It's a deadly combination.
What is this WeChat, by the way? I've never heard of this one. Has anyone ever used that, or is it like
I've never used it?
Yeah.
I've heard of it, never used it. It's more
it's probably what all the kids are using.
It's more like a WhatsApp kind of thing, the WhatsApp. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of similar to that. It's easier for people to go about it that way, but it's harder to join. It's more of an invite-only type of deal.
I gotcha.
Oh, Myron knows about it. Myron, we all see it. WeChat is Chinese. See, I knew it from somewhere.
Oh, it is a Chinese instant messaging, social media, and mobile payment app.
Oh, yeah. So they've already kind of already like combined the two.
So is it like a Asian OnlyFans?
Uh-oh. All right, so Gucci.
Thank you for that.
So moving on. So Gucci, the legendary brand, is allowing in-store crypto payments. It's not their first foray into crypto, actually, either. They've had 2 NFT projects that they've launched before this. But of course, we all know the biggest news is always when a well-known store is allowing crypto payments, and they're allowing the crypto payments in their physical store locations. We'll start with you, Christine. How big of a deal is this?
I don't know. If you have enough crypto to buy a Gucci bag right now, then you're doing pretty good. So I do like I have seen. I'm kind of curious what David the Foot has to say about this. When it comes to, they have released 2 NFT collections. I've kind of seen them on Twitter pop up. I haven't really looked too much into it. I do like more what Gucci is doing over Starbucks, but I'm not a big Starbucks fan. However, I do like that retailers are picking utilities from NFTs and making it work for them and their customer base. I really kind of like seeing that. Gucci's taken a different approach. They're more so doing payments. They do have the NFTs to attract people in from crypto. Starbucks, on the other hand, is making all about the loyalty and the rewards if you own an NFT. So just seeing retailers start to understand that NFTs have so much utility that can be used. It just depends on how you want to use it. I mean, I do like that part of it.
Draco, are you gonna buy any Gucci with your crypto wallet this year?
No. That's it.
End of comment. But this is
no, like
this is a big innovation, right? This is bigger than that beer. Remember that you could buy beer in person one? I mean, this is a lot bigger than that, than buying beer with your Bitcoin, right?
Yes. I okay. So overall, I think this is great. It's whatever brings more people in and more exposure to crypto is pretty much a good thing. However, it's a two-sided, thing, because here's the problem. Some of these, companies have already had problems in the past. Like, Starbucks is constantly in the news for certain issues. Gucci's been in the news for issues for, the way that they conduct business and where their, some of their items are made and the amount of money that they pay the people that put them together. So long story short, like, I guess you have to, kind of pick and choose what brands are you going to be dependent on, or what are you going to support? Or is it just flat out for money? If it's just flat out for money and you're flipping it, then I guess the brand doesn't really matter. Part of the concern is that this is literally, in my opinion, just a money grab for these companies. There's really nothing else to it but a money grab. So, I mean, I guess you can support it in that sense, from the capitalist sense of, everybody can go out there and make money on these things. But like, look at this. Some of these things are just dumb. But they're going to make a lot of money because they're brand dependent. People like some of these brands and people are going to buy them. These are going to sell out. These are going to be a big deal. And I think it's going to be more about the trading than it is the utility long term.
Oh, man.
David,
please,
you get whitelist for this?
Oh my God, please. I've been dying. I was hoping I was the first in line for this one, but all right, I got the best for last. So you have no idea how hard I tried to get whitelist for this project. Super plastic, super Gucci. Minting day, it was at 0.03 Ethereum per mint. The day after, it was literally at 11 and 11 Ethereum. The day after that, it was at 17 Ethereum. And right now it's at 3.9. So, I mean, it's been holding. I'm at a point now that I could actually see this project as kind of as a blue chip, because not a lot of projects hit those heights and actually stay up at a certain price as of today, even with the market as it is. Crap. Damn, I didn't even know they were this low. Now I'm just staring at them, see which one I like the most. But all right, I'm gonna close this page. But yeah, like I'm saying, I think Gucci has a really good point of view when it comes to.
Now that's an NFT. I'm just putting it out there.
Isn't that yours?
Don't worry about it. It's Penguin Fight Club, baby.
Dude, I think you showed me that before.
Hey, I got to get you refocused too, David. The topic really is. I know you're an NFT guy, but do you think it's a big deal? Is it going to bring in a new crypto buyer that Gucci accepts cryptocurrency as in-store payment, or is that no big deal?
No,
does anyone even go to Gucci stores anymore?
I do, but back to the subject. So the thing behind this is that Gucci accepts crypto. So it's not like you can show up to their shop and pay with NFTs, because NFTs they're going to give it to you at a floor price. No one's going to go to Gucci and buy anything with NFTs. So the actual pictures and everything that they have on here is irrelevant. So because they're saying they accept cryptos, and it's honestly irrelevant to NFTs. So the reason they have this is just to catch people's attentions when it comes to this. And is it going to bring more people in? Absolutely, because
Yep.
I know a lot more people personally that hold crypto more than they hold cash or even money in their bank account. And yeah, the people that do actually go to the stores, I mean, they're new, they're hip, they're whatever you want to call it. And that's what the new generation holds. They hold crypto. So I actually absolutely agree with this movement. And I think that more places should actually follow through with this because it's the future. It's what's going on. If we're trying to be a DeFi space, this is absolutely what we need. We need more people to adapt to this, to be actually to change what's been going on for so many decades. We need this change. By doing so, we are the main people.
This is a huge marketing move.
I'm not going to go buy a venti shaken espresso at Starbucks with Bitcoin.
No.
But I'll absolutely go buy myself a new Gucci shirt.
Yeah, and it's a marketing ploy. People are going to come in to try to get an NFT, but while they're there, they might as well buy their Gucci shirt or their Gucci pants, or they might even say if you come in and you're able to get an NFT, then you can get like a percentage off on a clothing item or something, right? Like it's a huge marketing ploy. It makes sense. I just I guess it's going to take time for me to fully grasp that that's where this space is going.
Yeah, as you can see, the Starbucks one pulled up. I think Starbucks is the way bigger one because, I mean, if you're just in a Starbucks drive-through, those are all the people paying for coffee with their phones, already. And those were the first people that started paying for stuff with their phones, are all the Starbucks customers. So I actually think the Starbucks NFT could be.
Oh, now you can pay with your penguin.
Yeah.
Just put the picture of your penguin out there and say, "Can I get a venti latte, please?"
Yeah, but I don't think it's the one you're holding. I think it's the one with value.
Oh, my bad.
What do you guys think about Starbucks, though? I mean, I think that's a lot more of a game changer than Gucci.
Everybody
goes to Starbucks. Everybody goes to Starbucks.
But people that go to Starbucks don't typically trade crypto. Personally, I mean, I know a lot of people that don't even know what crypto is and they still go to Starbucks.
Yeah, but they were the first people using credit cards on their cell phones and stuff like that, so they kind of adapt to the stuff.
My next question would be, so instead of doing, because when you pay with your Starbucks app, you usually have to deposit, I don't know, I believe the minimum is like $25 or something like that to your application or whatever from your credit card or debit card. Mm-hmm. So how would that work? Would it be kind of the same scenario, but you have to connect to your MetaMask?
I bet you they have their own system, and I guarantee you, I don't think you realize that if you tell everybody at Starbucks, if you buy one of these NFTs, as long as you have it in the same wallet that you're loaded up, Starbucks wallets in, you get 10 or 15% off. As long as you have that, all of these hipsters are going to buy this. They're all going to have that NFT, so they get cheap coffee. I mean, there's no way they're not going to do it.
So what you're telling me is buy floor and.
Oh yeah. Anything.
I'm probably going to buy one of these.
100%. I think that all of these are going to have big utility. Whether I like it or I agree with it, that's one thing. But I do think these are going to take off. I think it's going to be hard to get them. The Starbucks one, because anything with Starbucks, people want to buy, right? Even like Starbucks mugs and Starbucks coffee, Starbucks sports drinks, all that stuff. So yeah, this is gonna sell.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say that's why I think they're doing this kind of smart. Like, so Gucci understands that their clientele that they have right now, they're not just your normal Joe on, pulling up through the drive-through, ordering a latte. They have people with money, and those people probably are heavily invested in Bitcoin. Many may have made a lot of money off of Bitcoin. So they're taking an approach that caters to their clientele. So is Starbucks. And I have to say, yeah, if somebody can, download an NFT, be somebody that doesn't they don't know too much about it and still get a perk from it. Starbucks is taking that perspective. So I have to give it to both of these companies as far as like they're taking avenues that work directly with the people that already retail with them. They already purchase with them. So I say it's kind of smart.
Yeah, and they're not doing anything that's crazy novel, but they're the first ones, like maybe not the exact first, but they're some of the first big companies, big name companies that are capitalizing on this. And I think that everybody's going to do it. I think that every single week or every other week, we're going to be like, okay, now McDonald's has NFTs, Burger King has NFTs, you name it, everybody's going to have them. Oh, you know, Under Armour, Nike, everybody's going to have it.
Yeah, that's true. That's the way it's going. No doubt about it.
Chick-fil-A.
No, your NFT shuts off on Sundays.
I hate that for the same reason. Every time I want Chick-fil-A, it's always
Yeah, so your NFT, your NFT blacks out on Sundays.
Okay. We're going to talk about Madonna's NFT. If you have kids in the room, please turn this
on. Oh no. It's popping up already.
Oh,
yeah, this is, hey, no joke. This is like not family friendly.
Yeah, so if you have a kid in the room, you might want to get them out before I scroll down and show this. I'm giving you a 5-second warning.
This is terrible. Hide the pain.
Generator, get the kids out of the room.
No use.
Hold on, look at this comment from Myron Gaines.
What did I just see?
All right, let's do it. We got to talk about it. This is crypto. We got to talk about it.
This is the latest filthy attention grab, as the headline says. This is Madonna's foray into NFTs. She's giving birth to a plant. I don't know what this is, but
you got to scroll down. I can't see.
There you go. Now, what is this?
This is ridiculous.
You know what's more crazy? The fact that I'm looking to the left of the screen and all I can see is 3 hide the pains.
No, it's
she's benching life. Okay.
All right. So I think that this is so Madonna took this in a different direction, and she's trying to capitalize. She's trying to mix, like everybody knows, especially like in like the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Everybody says sex sells, right? I mean, you could look at billboards, cigarettes, you name it. When it was coming to entertainment or advertisement, sex sells. She's going above and beyond, like to a whole nother level, and just being egregiously like left field with like sexual content and making NFTs out of it. And to be honest with you, I think it's disgusting. I don't think it's very well done. And she's doing it specifically to make money. Like there's real art in this. There's just a 3D, somebody like with a 3D background made these, NFTs, but really they just look like more like backgrounds. And I mean, I hope that this isn't the direction that NFTs are going, because it's going to be deplorable. It's going to be like embarrassing to be part of the NFT space if this is what people are looking for.
Not for me, man. I feel like this is going to be a great sell. I mean, I think
I will agree with the foot here on this.
Just because
only because I mean this kind of caters to a large audience. Do I care for it? No. I think it could be done tastefully if you were going to go that route artistically. There is a way to kind of bring that to the NFT space without quite doing this. This might be a little raunchy, I guess, but there will always be those people out there. I mean, sex does sell. So it may be a great opportunity, like for David and for others that are in the NFT space to get in there, get the whitelist and flip it, because it does have I mean, you can't deny it doesn't have an attraction, and that there aren't going to be people that really want it.
No, it's the red lipstick.
It's the red lipstick.
She's just trying to be as weird as she can, so trying to create a ruckus or whatever, But I don't think this really stands out in our culture anymore. When she was like doing her thing, there was some shock value in this kind of stuff. But now it's like, okay, people will talk about it for one day, and tomorrow everybody will forget about this,
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I get what you guys are saying, and I don't disagree. I just think that, again, I think this is for shock value, and people are gonna like. It's funny because it's almost like it's hard to explain. We're in a whole new asset class, right? So now we're watching people find a way to get in this asset class and make a lot of money. And obviously, this is Madonna's like recipe book, right? We'll just make a whole bunch of 3D pictures of a really attractive naked me and put like weird animals and plants in it. Yeah, that sounds good. Like, I I get it. I get it. I don't think it's a great idea to give Madonna a whole bunch of money for this. Like, what did she do to put effort into this?
Post naked.
No, that's not Madonna. Trust me.
No, it was Madonna back in 1980.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
No, but
Yeah.
I mean, if there's one thing she can do, is she has a great following. The marketing behind her is amazing. So, what better person to go through with it? I mean, if Michael Jackson was alive, I promise you that guy would have already had an NFT out at this moment. Snoop Dogg has one. There's a bunch of other artists that already have one. So, what are people looking for? People want to buy stuff that
Trendy.
exactly trending. Not, don't get me wrong, this is atrocious. The only reason I would buy this, I mean, this is the flip. It's all it is.
Yeah.
She has more armpit hair than I do.
Oh, quit.
For all we know, she has nothing to do with this, and
So,
somebody
you know,
just has the licensing rights, and just release this.
Yeah, so I mean, it's I don't get me wrong, it's not the greatest art, but behind every project there is usually a pretty great use case behind it, because no one just drops an NFT and says, "Oh, this is going to make millions." Especially not an artist. Nobody wants to have their project fail. Everybody wants to have it succeed. Everybody's goal is to be the next Bored Ape Yacht Club, which I'm pretty sure that's what she's reaching out to do. Everybody wants to be the next blue chip. So by doing this, I'm pretty sure there will be a use case. This is one of the projects that I will be buying a handful of them and at least keeping one or two just to see what the outcome will be.
What's the mint price?
It's not released yet.
Oh,
There's
well,
no information yet.
I feel like
Madonna-
the celebrities are gonna like make it like a 5 ETH mint price just because their name's attached to it.
Oh, you'll be surprised because what's that crazy car? The Bugatti.
Sorry, Rograph. This is awkward. Sorry about this.
How big is she? Is she considered like Michael Jackson level or Prince level of 80s pop culture?
Absolutely,
She's pretty high, yeah.
Yeah, I think she's on the same ranking as her. If you were to list them between a to C, I think she's at least A.
I'd
No,
say
no.
she's one of the
Oh, yeah.
top female artists. She's definitely one of the top 3 or top 2 female artists in the 80s and 90s. Well,
No,
80s
I
specifically.
think 80s. I think she's the number one. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Cyndi Lauper.
she's a B plus.
No.
She's a B plus.
I know.
I mean, she was great, but don't get me wrong, you can't compare Cindy to Madonna. Madonna is she's a legend.
Yeah.
Madonna actually owns an ape.
She owns
Madonna-
a what?
Madonna owns a Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT.
Oh.
Doesn't she own like 3 or 4?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, she owns like 3 or
Oh, wow.
4. Jimmy Fallon owns one. There's a handful of rappers, including Eminem, Lil Yachty, The Baby. I don't know that many rappers, but I know they all own one, including Paris Hilton. She actually owns a couple herself. So it's more of a, at this point, Bored Ape Yacht Club has become more of a show me what you got. As before, it used to be a use case. Before, it used to be the alpha team behind it. So they would give you information on the new releases, what's coming, what's trending, what is everybody that owns a Bored Ape is going to purchase. It was more of a pump project. Now it's more of a celebrities is like, how many can you sell type of deal.
So this is the new Gucci bag.
Oh, geez.
No, this
I
is
hope not.
You cannot. I'm honestly, you can't
Hey,
compare
scroll up.
this super Gucci, super plastic. You can't compare it to that. That was a great.
Keep
launch.
going.
It was a great project.
Yeah, go back down.
And it honestly is still trending to the day. There's been over. Hold on, let me really quick.
You're gonna go to Starbucks and show them this. Can I get my venti latte, please? And they're gonna be like, "Oh, yeah, get out of here."
You know what they're gonna tell you? It's like, oh, you want the franchise?
Oh, terrible.
Hey, no, they just want you to get out of there that bad.
Yeah, if it's cheap, and like I said, like you don't have to be all into the project in order to like invest in it or flip it and make money. But oh man,
No, absolutely.
What are we doing?
Like I told everybody before, you do not have to be
Ooh.
married to the project. If you're a trader, get into projects like these, because what's going to happen is you're going to get a nice flip, especially if the floor price is low enough for you to get in there, or even if you get whitelist. If you get whitelist, that's an automatic win, especially with projects like these. So you don't have to like the project. Like me personally, most of the times I'm not in it for the art. I'm in it for the rewards, which is the way that, I mean, I know some people don't like it. Some people are long-term holders. Me, I disagree with that.
Yep, that's a good point.
Yeah, I definitely think that you have to decide when you're looking at the NFT projects, just even the ones we discussed today, let alone all the ones we're all in. You really have to decide, hey, am I in it for the art? Am I in it for the flip? Am I in it for, the utility? Like, what's you do have to look at them all and kind of assess why you're getting in it in the first place. So and NFTs do have hype. You can't deny it. That's their whole kind of purpose. And you have to be smart enough to kind of ride whatever that project is doing.
Exactly. You have to learn when to get in and when to get out. So if you see a floor price below the trading average in the 24 hours, absolutely, especially if it's a pretty constant one.
I'm holding my penguins until they're 200 ETH.
They're 200 years old now at this point.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Do you
hold on
guys
to them.
think trying to flip NFTs is the better strategy in a bear market?
Absolutely. From my point of view, I've been having great luck, especially when it comes to the free NFTs. You'd be surprised. Free NFTs are the way right now that I've noticed, because you don't have to pay for anything other than the gas fees. And if they don't mint out immediately, you could get a pretty good deal. You could mint up to 2, even 10 for a total of $20, and they usually shoot up to at least 0.01. So if you bought 10 of them, you got 0.1 ETH for free for $20. So it is not the greatest strategy, but it's something for you to get a good outcome from it, as opposed to getting whitelist on a sought after project. Like if you were to go with the Dobies, that is massive. They got over 100-something thousand followers on Twitter, over 40,000 followers on Discord. The Possessed, I don't think they're free, but I think they're over the 200,000 followers mark. I've been trying to get whitelist on that for months.
It kind of amazes me. I know this week has been heavy for a lot of people. There's some big players that are just kind of getting raked right now. But when it comes to NFTs, that space, they are still chattering away. They are still building. People are still, they're still launching stuff out. They're still whitelist. They are not stopping. The NFT portion of crypto, it's kind of like, fine, go into the red. We're going to still be, there are so many options, so many good plays. It's kind of interesting to see part of the crypto space almost accelerate during this time and push even more. And I think that's amazing.
And the reason behind that is whenever Ethereum is low, the people that are purchasing, we're usually getting newcomers around this time, because Ethereum is so low that they could. Ethereum is at $2,000 right now, 2023. So what that does is that brings in a bunch of new people who are willing to get into NFT projects, because they weren't able to afford 0.2 Ethereum back then, because it was a $300 difference, $200 difference.
Yeah.
So for them, it's a huge difference, because you're getting your regular retail investors into new projects. So I got the trading volume for Zen Apes is all the holders, they're selling out and they're like, yeah, we're out of here. The floor is too low. But for the retail investors, they're like, oh my God, this is a discount. I was like, absolutely, because it was 0.18 at 3,000. Right now, you're talking about 0.12. So these people are getting their hands wet and they're liking the feeling because not only are they getting into a project for a cheaper price, but they're actually going to hold it because they're new to it. They don't know when to sell. So these are the people that are going to actually come up and make a profit because they don't know when to sell yet. When the time comes, trust me, they will find out.
Well, I think this is as good a time as any to discuss some upcoming, content that we have coming up. Christine and David, I heard through the grapevine that we might be having some more NFT related content in the near future. Any comments on that?
Nope.
Yes. So actually, we're going to be teaming up. Yeah, there's a few team members that are in NFTs and definitely wanting to bring forward some education on them, just some basic crypto 101 with NFTs. But then also dive in a little bit more on this part of the market and how you can make money, flip, decide if you're going to stay in a project, not going to stay in a project, and what about those projects could be valuable, what to look for, kind of all those things. Decide what kind of trader you are, or if you're a holder, really kind of dive into that part of crypto. And yeah, I'm going to drag David the Foot with me on this.
I'm pretty sure I said no.
No, I'm excited because NFTs are not one of my strong suits, so I'm excited to learn about that stuff from you guys as well. And I sent you a link, Smokey. You guys were talking about Azuki, and yes. I heard something about them today, so I wanted to bring it up. I put it in the private chat
today. It happened like 4 days ago.
Well, I don't know. I heard about it today. That doesn't mean it happened today. God. So the creator of NFT of Azuki admits to rugging in the past and leaving projects. And this brought, a whole bunch of negative sentiment to this project specifically. But they said pretty much that they also want to pay back people that were involved in previous projects, like give money back to them because he left those projects and they didn't do well. So I don't think that's a great look. But at the same time, I mean, at least, I got to give some credit where credit's due. He's admitting to some mistakes in the past, but being part of rug pulls at all is not good.
The reason he didn't rug this project was because it was doing so well and he didn't expect it. So the reasoning behind him not rugging this project is because he's getting 7% royalties off of every sell.
Right.
So
he made more money by not rugging it. Yeah, exactly. That's ethical.
No, and that's a great goal. So if you look at Azuki, I mean, hey, you got to get chores, right? It's like I'm more of a degen. Please forgive me, guys. But if you look at Azuki, the floor price is at 13.8 right now. It was actually closer to about I don't know, about 9.
Yeah, 13.8.
13.8.
Yeah, 13.8 when it's typically around 24, and it actually went back. It actually went down below 10, so it was like 8.5, 8.7. So it came back up because the team members are still there. They agreed, and they all said it was like, okay, yeah, our initial intent was to rug this project, but it did so well that we didn't. That being said,
I'm gonna say I like these way better than the Madonna ones. Just put
yeah,
in there
way better, way better.
What is it about this that makes it worth $30,000? Like, I mean, it's not like I'm not saying it sucks or anything, but like there's nothing that really stands out that much to me.
So typically with projects like these, you usually get a lot of other collabs. So whenever you go on Twitter and he says, hey, we just collabed with this project, we just collabed with that project, usually what they do is they get all of their research teams, they put them together and they create an alpha group in their Discord for holders only, which is why if you ever have a NFT of that project and you're still in the Discord, verify with them to make sure that you're in the verified group chat. So what it does, it creates somewhat of an alpha group. So whenever there's a new project that everybody that's a holder, if let's say if the admin says, I'm about to buy 10 of these, you jump in there with them. So what you do is everybody jumps in, everybody buys, you get your whatever NFT for 0.01. And after all of the Azukis, after everybody that was a collab member with that project, you could pump a project up to 0.5, 1 Ethereum, even 0.1, and you're still making a 10x minimum profit. So that's the reasoning behind all of these projects, why they do so many collabs and why they're at this price, because these projects, like Azuki, they actually have one of the biggest followings, as well as one of the biggest teams following behind them, if not the biggest team following them. So you're paying, it's like basically buying one of these is giving you a premium membership for you to do pump and dumps. Which like I said, it's not a bad strategy, especially because the price of these is always going to go back up. So the floor price on these is actually pretty low compared to last week, 0.13. That's 10 Ethereum down below to what it was last week. Last week was between 23 and 24. But there's a new project. And Smokey, if you could pull up PXN.
What's it called?
PXN, Ghost Division.
This? Oh, got it.
I was going to say, while he's pulling that up, I will definitely say inside of the NFT world, there are some artists, as soon as they touch a project and collab, it takes off. Like Imaginary Sina right now, anything that guy touches and collaborates with takes off. He's a killer artist, and collaboration is a big, big thing with NFTs. A lot of times in the normal crypto space, every project is kind of on their own, and a lot of advising doesn't happen between them. But when it comes to NFTs, it's highly encouraged. Having artists kind of contribute to each other really supports the project and of course exposes them to a new group of people, like a different community pulls them in. Like David was saying, was pretty much like if you own one of these, you have exclusive rights to possibly new ventures or new collabs or new projects. And that is something that I'd like to see, just because I think it's really important in the NFT space.
And see, here's what I don't get. Here's I bought a Frank Miller NFT. He's the best Batman artist of all. Also did Sin City, and these things aren't worth squat. So it's kind of like real world artists. It just doesn't translate. There might be an artist who's a great artist in the real world, but when you bring them into the NFT world, well, see, I can't even pull it up. It doesn't mean anything, But these,
it's gone so low they won't even show it anymore.
Yeah, but I know it's like, I don't know. I think it's like 0.05 ETH, So, but David, so if somebody's brand new to NFTs, you don't know what you're doing. What's your biggest piece of advice for that person to avoid being a bag holder? If you're new, you don't want to be the bag holder.
He had to step away for a minute, but
okay.
I think that, to be honest with you, I think that there's so much of that content that, when they start doing their NFT show, I think that that's going to be a huge thing for them to start hitting, is all that type of information.
Yeah, well, here's the Frank Miller ones. I'm trying to pull them up. Best Batman artist of all, Sin City. And, there's just not a huge market for him. And this is for the statue. This is only 3.76 ETH because you actually get a physical statue with it.
That'd be nice.
So, Smokey, scroll back up.
All
the way to the top. I just need to check one thing really quick. Floor price is 0.06. Yeah, click on their actual page. I just want to see their floor price. 0.06. 964 volume traded. Okay, go down now. Click activity. Oops, sorry, too low.
And just so you know, all the Batman movies that come out, whether it's the Dark Knight one with Christian Bale or the recent ones, he's also a writer, so they're all based on like his work. So like,
Oh, so look at it. So scroll back up now.
Yeah.
You see, no, you went too far. Sorry. So the floor price is 0.06. The 90-day average trading is at 0.05. So if you were to change that and do the 7-day average price, it'll tell you how much that project is worth. So, shit. Huh. There's usually a.
I guess these aren't too bad. I mean,
they're making pretty decent money right there.
The last sale was 9 days ago. I would highly stay away from this project. You usually want something that sold 1 to 5 minutes ago. So that's why I mentioned PXN, because PXN usually has the same art of Azuki, but they're an actual trusted project that has never rugged anybody before. The team is doxed, and they're actually doing quite well. But Sin City 30th, I mean, the art is great.
But I like it. I mean, the NFT space is like constantly moving, constantly new projects. And I think that, like I've kind of said before, is longevity is going to matter in the space. Yes, there's going to be, artists are artists. There's going to be a lot of short-term projects where money can be made. But I have to say, I kind of want to dive in deep with our NFT chats and see what projects and what to look for those that are going to actually stick around, and just inform NFT buyers more about it so they can make better decisions and decide what they want to do.
Sounds good. I definitely look forward to seeing you guys' NFT content. David, when you stepped away, I asked if someone's brand new to NFTs, they don't know what they're doing, what's your number one tip for that person to avoid being a bag holder?
The number one tip I can do for them is do not buy something on the OpenSea trending page.
Okay.
Because if it's on trending, that means you're too late. It's like buying something that's skyrocketing on a coin. Like I've mentioned it before, but for somebody who's new here that hasn't heard me say this before, I trade NFTs as if they were degen coins or tokens, as I like to call them. So technically, if you buy them when they're skyrocketing up, that means you're too late into a project for you to make a profit off of it. And as a beginner, the last thing you want to do is buy something and hold it forever. Because if you're just starting off, what you'd like to do is you like to buy, sell until you create enough assets for you to buy something that's not just one item and hope for that to moon. Because the bigger your bag, the more chances you are of winning, especially if you're only holding one project. It's just holding everything in one basket, putting all your eggs in one basket. You don't want to do that. You want to make sure you're being safe about your evaluations as you're trading. And like I think I posted this yesterday or the day before. Please, everybody, if you're trading NFTs, make sure you go to ic.tools or ic.tools. That is like DEX tools for degen plays.
You want to shoot me that in the private chat? I'll pull it up.
Absolutely. IC Tools is the best way for you to actually look for something or a project. So you read this the exact same way that you were going to do with a degen player, anything in general, because you want to make sure there's enough volume. You want to make sure that everything is intact, because the moment you buy something that hasn't sold in 9 or 10 days, you're absolutely looking for a bad time. And don't get me wrong, when I first started, because I actually just started trading NFTs no longer than, I like to say 6 months ago. It's when the market just kind of started becoming a little bearish. But at the same time, I wasn't bonding with the projects, with the degen plays or any plays in general that weren't strong on crypto. So I kind of shifted to something that I could see that I was buying. Because at the end of the day, what you're buying is you're not only buying a picture, but you're buying a token, which is the definition of an NFT, non-fungible token. So this is my saving grace whenever I'm. Ooh, Cool Pets is up. Ooh, that's good. All right. Sorry, I got sidetracked there. I wasn't supposed to see that. But yeah, like I'm saying, it's everybody be really careful, especially with this market. If anything, this is the greatest time as ever to start buying into blue chips, especially the biggest blue chip has the biggest discount at the moment will be Cool Cats. They're the ones that are the lowest. They're at 3.6 when their 90-day average is about 7.8. So that's an automatic 2x when the bull run happens. Alien Friends is another one that's really good. That, I mean, a lot of people sleep on this project because not a lot of people know about it. Their 90-day average is 1.7, and the floor price is at 0.85. So that's an automatic 2x again. So like I'm saying, there's a ton of projects out there that if you have the funds to go ahead and purchase these, I would wait at least a week or two. Please, I'm not a financial advisor, but at the end of the day, these are the projects that I would be buying right now, not new mints, because new mints, they're hard to come by right now, especially in particular with Mind Blow On. They had such a huge following, everything behind it, and the project just flopped, in my opinion, because the mint price was pretty high. They went from 1.5 Ethereum to a 0.3 right now. There's a lot of volume, but the project isn't making it. So just be really careful with new mints. I would highly recommend getting into blue chip NFTs or anything that you know that is a good project that has been in the past for, say, I don't know, Zen Apes or a couple other projects like that. They're pretty small ones, but they have great outcomes.
Major intel right there.
Yeah.
way to wrap it up.
Well, hey, once you guys are done with crypto and you guys talk about NFTs, that is my forte. So that is absolutely what I look forward for in a project.
And I think a lot of people are really curious about it. So can't wait to kind of dive in and get those chats going. I think they're going to be really insightful for a lot of people. And goodness, the opportunities are endless with NFTs. Oh my goodness.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, I would like to bring something else up, and if you guys want to chime in, absolutely, please do. And this is about mental health awareness, because we all live in a crazy space at the moment, and I know the markets are down. I know a lot of people are going through a hard time, particularly people I know, because half of the people I talk to are in the NFT or crypto space. Everybody, please, if you guys have any questions, even if you've never talked to me before and you have any doubt or anything going on with your life that you need somebody to talk to, absolutely feel free to send me a DM. My DMs are unblocked on the Discord for Bourbon-n-Blockchain. So please reach out to me. It's always easier to open up to somebody that you absolutely don't know. You've never met me in person, so I will not judge. I've had these doubts myself. So please, if anybody has any questions or needs to just talk to somebody, feel free to reach out.
Absolutely. And same thing here, this is definitely a difficult time, and it's different. Everybody takes this differently. So if you're having troubles or you want to discuss it, let us know. I mean, any of us, please reach out and make sure that if something's going on and you need to discuss something, that you take that first step, because we're not going to turn you away. We'll talk about it. And sometimes it's good just to talk about it in a public forum too, and just say, man, I'm really not feeling it today. And, somebody will pick up and say, yeah, talk about it. Let us know. So absolutely. That's a really good point. Thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah. Don't be a hide the pain herald. It's okay to talk about stuff like this.
I was just going to bring that up.
That's the point.
It's serious with
community,
dude. Oh my God.
But seriously, it is good to talk to somebody. That's the point of That's why we have communities like this. You know, it is a place where you can let it out and talk to people, or either DM someone or talk to someone in the chat. And yeah, you don't have to keep it bottled up. You know, that's why everybody's here.
Absolutely. And once again, Christine, I can't take you serious.
I know. I gotta go wash my face.
Never again. I can't do it.
I'm so glad I didn't follow through with you guys. Jesus Christ, that's ugly. That would have been awful. At least I have my PFP on there. That looks handsome.
Well, thank you for having me tonight. I really appreciate it. I got dressed up for the evening.
It was wonderful. It was wonderful hanging out with you guys tonight and talking crypto. Thank you very much for coming and having this conversation.
Of course, I'll see you all in Discord.
Right.
Absolutely. Thank you, everybody, for coming, too. We really appreciate it. And for those that are going to listen tomorrow or listen to the recording, come and join us in the Discord and continue the conversation.
Yeah, and please hit the like button, share the YouTube link, and we will be back Monday at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. Thank you for everybody for joining us tonight.
And if
Have a good
anybody
night.
has any more questions, feel free to join. What's it called? Bourbon Bar? Ugh. Join Bourbon Bar.
All right, sounds good. Smoky Mountain Wrestling signing out. Good night, everybody.
Good night.